There was a story of a very old man, a very young boy, a very young girl, and then a middle-aged woman, and a girl who was just reaching the stage of her wedding. Now all of them lived at different places but within the same village. Now all of them, as they were growing, the old man was growing much more older, and people thought that he was going old, he was meant to be old. The young child, who was just 1 year old and 3 months old, were also aging over a period of 1 year. And people believed that they're going to be young children, strong children. And the girl who was going to get married also passed 1 year, and she was all excited about her marriage, her wedding. The woman and man in their middle ages had ambitions to be much more successful in business, because what they had was just enough for their living, and they wanted a better life. All of them were in different stages of their lives, but they had a clear purpose. They wanted to better their lives. They wanted to see themselves in a better situation, except for the old man. The old man and the very old lady who was in the 90 years did not expect much in life, because they had passed the stage of experiencing life, and they had reached a stage by which, in our human thinking, 90 years was the age to relax and wait for the time so that we can move away from earth, from the human bodies, because there's a time limit to our human bodies. And the old man understood that in clarity. So he was looking forward to a life out of his body in terms of eternity. And also he was much more concerned about his day-to-day health, day-to-day cares of life than the others. The young child, as they were growing up, they were playing. They had all kinds of naughtiness associated with children. They were playing games with each other, because that's the process of learning. The process of learning for children from the age of 1 month to even 5 years is through games. They play all kinds of games, and they either succeed or they fail. But through each try, they reach a stage by which they're able to move to the next stage. But the age of learning stops in humans at around 18 to 20 or 25 years maximum, as a child. And also the stage of growth in terms of physicality, as we see. And then once the minds are conditioned over a period of 20 years, 25 years, then it kind of remains for the lifetime, because that's the kind of human evolution, And those experiences within those times are the most crucial, especially between the ages of 1 to 10 years. And especially between 10 to 15 years is the most important parts for the future of manhood or womanhood. And it is during those stages that we need to instill in children the understanding that they have to move with the energies of the universe, and thereby their lives are going to be successful, if they like it or not. When we move with the energies of the earth which sustains life, we are in fact siding with the oxygen that we breathe. We are blessing the oxygen that we breathe. And when we are with the oxygen that we breathe, the oxygen that we breathe will bless us. If you put it into plain human terms, in plain human understanding, that is the energy of the earth which sustains all life on earth. It is the oxygen, the water, the wind, the rains, we can go on, the systems of life which keeps us on earth, which includes the gravitational forces, which might be a little more scientific. But these are things which keeps us alive. So the people in the Middle Ages, the family in the Middle Age, who were a couple, encouraged their children who were very young to start to move with the energies of the earth. The girl who was about to get married also had some kind of understanding that she had to move with the energies of the earth, so she was looking for partners who are not, it's not about only about richness or about having all the material possession. She also wanted a person who was working along with the energies of the earth, who was working on an idea, who was working with a company, a business, or any kind of profession according to her professional skills as a leading banker, as a leading bank manager. She wanted someone who was also working along with the energies of the earth which sustain life. She made it a principle in her life before getting married that as a bank manager she will do the most ethical work. She will do the most honest work along with the energies of the earth which sustain life. A honest work does not mean that she did not undertake projects. She gave out loans, she supported projects which worked along with the energies of the earth and bloomed into the future. She was very resourceful in her planning as a manager, as a bank manager, by which she was able to understand, along with her colleagues, any projects that were brought before her. When I said a bank manager, it can be even a regional manager, it can be a manager who's in charge of a state. But the resources they had in terms of money for the bank was to be used along with the energies of the earth to sustain lives for the future generations. Identifying businesses which help support maybe 1,000 people, maybe 10,000, maybe much more people, but solving an important problem that they face, important challenges that they face, helping the future generations. The best of road systems, the best of infrastructure, the best of telecommunication. It can be any kind of service in any field or any kind of industry in any field, but she was very much dedicated to the purpose of serving the cause of working with the energies of the earth. She might not have understood that she was working for the energies of the earth, but she understood the principle of goodness of life in truth depended on her ability to work along with the source code of life, along with the religious beliefs. As we know that many of our beliefs come into being in resonance with the universal force, even if we like it or not. We might not be doing things for the energies of the earth as per se, but we are doing things in the right way for following a purpose before profit. And that was her motto. She wanted to establish a clear purpose of directing all of the resources into the right channels of solving challenges for people, helping people in the right industries, helping people with the right ideas to solve challenges for people who might be facing maybe some water issues, maybe electrical issues, maybe transport issues, maybe 1,000 people, maybe 10,000. But once we solve a challenge, resources come behind us. That we should understand. If you're investing in a stock, as we mentioned before, we should understand the company that is solving challenges for people. And the more the company solves challenges for people, which might be in any field, it may be, Gmail became successful because it solved the problem of communication. Amazon became successful because it solved the problem of, initially it was formed to buy books. People could buy any kind of book. Then it moved into commerce. People could get anything within a day when they wanted. Now, different companies solve different problems for people, different challenges for people, and that's where you should identify yourself. To move with the energies of the earth to solve problems for the future generations. When you're solving problems for the present generation, you should also envision your same idea solving the problem for the future, the next generation, maybe for the next 50 years as a human you can think. And along with the AI systems, along with the deepest of learnings, it becomes very easy for you as of now to work along with the energies of the earth, with an idea, with a company, with any kind of work that you're doing. So this couple at a young age of 30 years, in their middle age, who had the children who was 1, 2, and even months old children, they started to move them into a direction of learning along with the energies of the earth. They did not have a vision for them that they should go into engineers, doctors, any specified profession, but they gave it an impetus that the child should contribute to the future generations in whatever skills they were able to identify, by whatever skills the children as they grow up were able to identify. As children grow up, they would be able to identify their specialized abilities. Certain children might have abilities in learning, in mathematics, in science, in arts, in any kind of form of knowledge. But as long as those abilities help the creative energies of the earth, along with the source code of life, which is the creative energies in humans, it is bound to flourish. We can give a direction to children. We can tell them that you can go this way. And if they are really interested, they will take that side. If the skills merge with their direction that you have given them, they might take it. They might be the best of engineers. They might be the best of doctors. They might be the best of architects. They might be the best of government officers, army officers, the best of scientists, the best of judges, the best of politicians. You might give them the direction. That's all. As a parent, it's your prerogative to give them the direction and give them the encouragement. But once you have identified their core skills, and if they are in sync to be the best artist, maybe the best digital artist, and that is where they are completely focused on, they can excel to be the best of digital artists. And as you know, into the future, the best of digital artists who can give the best of graphics, who can do the best of 3D designs for the best of highways, the best of infrastructure, will be wanted all across the world. The only difference that you can make in children's life is to give them specified direction to excel in the field that they choose. They should be one of the best. And when they are one of the best, people will chase after them, resources will chase after them, money will chase after them. And at the end of the day, they are working with the energies of the earth, which sustain life, which help the future generations. Let's replenish our earth. Now the old man and the old lady had a contribution to the youngest of the children, to the youngest of child who was growing, and also to the girl who was going to get married, and also the middle-aged couple. They understood that life was not just about moving behind the money, wealth, or the cares of the flesh. At the ripe old age, they understood that the energies of the earth, the water, the food, the source of life for the human body was much more important than running behind the daily cares of life. They understood to be satisfied with what they had and then work towards the future along with the energies of the earth would bring abundance in their lives. At the ripe old age, they were wealthy, they had all the money, but they knew at that point of time that the money and wealth did not mean much. It was about how they lived their life. It's about how they envisioned their lives. So, what's most important was that they gave the lesson to the young child who was growing up, and also the woman who was going to get married, that life gave all the meaning in life. The life was meaningful only if they moved with the source of life, the source code of our being as human, which is to be one with the universal energies. They advised all of the younger generation, which includes the young child, the younger woman who's getting married, the middle-aged couple, to go with something which they were interested in life, along with the energies of the earth, which help the future generations. At the ripe old age, they knew that life was not about trying to run behind what the world projects at them, because the world and the media, as we do not blame them, is driven by the carnal instinct. They would like to drive the carnal instinct in us humans. And the more we run behind anything in terms of wealth, money, possessions, the more we lose everything, and that's the fact of life. There is no other two ways about it. The meaning of our soul, the meaning of our lives, the only purpose of our life is to move with the energies of the earth which sustain life and help the future generations. And by doing so, our lives on earth are blessed. At the ripe old age, even if they left the earth, they were satisfied that the meaning of the lives which they lived, in a small way by which they contributed in the field of work that they did. They had a large industry which was handed over to the grandchildren, but that industry was helping the oxygen that the planet breathed in a very small way in their own place. They had air filtration systems. They had systems by which within the industry that they made the air clean, within the houses with use of different products associated with it, which their children were pursuing. That was just one example of a life lived well. You can be in any industry. You can be either in the weighing scale, you can be in the lumber industry, the wood industry. You can make sure that the wood that is processed does not affect the planet. You can make bamboo papers. There are so many alternatives by which you do not have to fell trees, but you can use other sources of plant leaves also to make paper. There are new industries coming up now, making paper out of plant leaves instead of mowing down a tree. Or you can be the best of surgeon and give the best of surgery, without the intention of money only. Money will be a gift to you from the universal source because you're doing a profession in the right way. Be it the best of law enforcement officer, you're doing the profession the right way, the universal force will reward you immensely in your life. The best of judges, you're giving the judgment along with the energies of the universe will sustain life for the future generations, and the universal energy will reward you in your life on earth, and also your life will have a meaning in the yesterday, today and tomorrow, because you've created an inspiration for the future generations. The best of politicians, you've governed well, you've given the best of policies, along with the energies of the earth to sustain life for all of the energy systems around us, which includes the quality of air, the quality of water. In your area, you made sure that the citizens have the best quality of air, water, administration, along with the energies of the earth, and your life is going to be rewarded on earth, as well as your life is going to have a meaning in the yesterday, today and tomorrow, because your life was an inspiration. Let's move with the energies of the earth, which sustain life, the source code of the creation of our universe, the source code of life. Let's replenish our earth.